Yep. Well, welcome back to our live coverage of the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Media Day, downtown St. Louis at the Enterprise Center. Harry Schrader with you. ValleyHoopsInsider.com. Glad to be with you. And Robbie Avila is with us. And wow, what a freshman year you had. Had to be exciting. Did you, walking on to the Terre Haute campus, did you think, oh, I'm just going to be great this year?
I mean, Coach Schertz definitely had the belief in me from the start, with the guys we had. I didn't expect it right away, but, just to be able to make that impact for, Indiana State and the community was definitely big for me.
You were good. You were productive. Your team had a good season, but it was kind of a phenomena. The whole glasses, goggles, all of that. What was that like for you? I mean, you had to pinch yourself at some point, like, really, is this going on?
It started when I was younger. My mom wanted me to wear contacts, but my brother always told me, you're not Robbie without the goggles. And so, just using that as like, a brand opportunity within the, basketball, it's just, it just kind of defines me as who I am. So
I saw you play, a number of times last year. I'm surprised at the ability, the footwork that you have. I mean, people think, oh, he's a big guy and he can shoot outside, and you do that really well. But you've got great footwork down low. How did you get there?
I would credit that to football. I played football for a long time. Not many people know that, but it's another big footwork sport. The guys I worked out with, back at home, shout out DB. He's real big on your footwork and speed and all that. And so just working on that constantly within my game.
Amazing. Football translates. You and Jason, did you overlap in high school much at all? And talk about your relationship.
Oh yeah, no. So we went to Oak Forest together. It was my first freshman year, and he was a junior at the time. And so, so we played together for those 2 years of high school. And, he's a great guy, great teammate. Obviously we've known each other for a little while. So we have that teammate, connection, me, him, and my brother, we all played high school together. So, just, having him on this team, having a guy that I've known for a long time for my hometown is, some special.
You guys had a terrific year last year. I talked to Coach Schertz. I just thought your game with Belmont last year was as good a game as you could watch in college basketball. But you lose some of the key players. Talk about your expectations for this year.
Obviously we lost, 6 of our seniors, a lot of guys that brought, a big piece for us. But, the new guys we got coming in and the guys we got coming back from last year's team are, kind of taking, that step up. Us returners are being leaders for the new guys, but even the transfers and freshmen, we're all here competing every single day. We're ready to produce, just like last year, trying to come out on top.
Talk about your own game. What have you been working on in this off season?
I've been working on a lot of post defense, obviously, being a freshman last year, I was a lot smaller, younger than most guys I was playing. So, just getting in that weight room with Ken, having bulk up a little bit, just, overall offensive game, making the reads, that's big within our offense and, just working on my shooting as well, just a little bit of everything.
Well, when you talk about getting in the weight room and I, I'm an old guy, but I used to go get in the weight room once in a while and you're always looking at, I want to add 5 more pounds. I want to add whatever. Are there tangible goals like that in the weight room that you're looking at?
So Ken does a little bit of everything, sometimes it's, adding more weight. Other times we use, things that, measure how fast we move the weight. And so, just a mix of that, obviously the higher the numbers, the stronger you're getting. So he's big on that, but just, putting in that constant work, trusting the process is, something we do.
I cover the Ohio Valley Conference as well. And you guys pick up Isaiah Swope. Talk about him a little bit.
He's one of a kind on the offensive end. He's quick, shifty, he can really shoot it. There's days in practice where he'll go for, 15 points in a row. It's really hard to stop a guy like that. To get him from, him, almost beating us last year, they got us last year to, having that guy on a team is something special for us. And, he's going to do a lot of good for us.
I tell people Jake Wolf is going to be a guy that everybody in the league hates. Am I right?
Oh yeah, he's a great defender. Maybe one of our best defenders on the team. He's going to be one of the best in the league. And he's just a bigger guard that's strong, can move his feet. He's going to be a tough guy for people to try and score against.
So last thing, and then I'll have you grab one of your teammates for me. Coach Schertz, what makes him the guy you enjoy playing for?
Just his basketball mind, he's the smartest coach I've ever met. He knows exactly what to do. He knows how to, read situations and, what defenses are doing and stuff like that. And, just the relationship piece as well. He's a great guy. He really cares. It's like I said, it's like a second father out here, and it's just, those two combined is really what keeps people here.
Grab one of your teammates for me. That's Robbie Avila. He had a terrific freshman year last year, and we'll be talking with Julian Larry or Xavier Bledson. We'll see which one of them shows up next. It's going to be Xavier, so we welcome him. Good to see you. I bumped into you a couple of times. I don't know that we've talked like this before, and I've asked this question multiple times, and I always get the same answer. So I'll see if I can get a different one this time. Chavo.
Yes.
Where's that come
My grandfather, he actually gave it to me when I was like 2 and he passed away, and I just took it and ran with it.
We finally have an answer. I've got so many people, and they're like, no, I don't know. So do I appreciate that. You're back, and your game is so diverse. Like, you do this, you do that. Some nights I've seen you guys play so often, and like, oh, he's going to go lead them in scoring. Oh, he's going to go lead them in rebounding. That's a mindset, isn't it? That you're just not locked into one part of your game.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my mindsets is to like get the team going first before me, because that's just how I've been ever since I've been playing basketball, playmaking. I like to see other guys having fun, and then it just brings more fun to me, and then everything's opened up for me. So that's just a part of me and who I am.
You're one of those guys that came from Lincoln Memorial with Coach. Talk about the long-standing relationship you have with Coach Schertz.
Our bond is that's like he's like another pops to me. Like, just like as he say, like after the season he could take me in, but I mean I'm not gonna do that obviously. But that's like another pops to me. Like our relationship, our bond we got, the bond he got with my family off the court. It's not even about on the court for me. It's just the things he do off the court, like staying in touch with my mom and things of that nature, and keeping up with my family, asking how that they are, and that's pretty big for me. Just let them know like it's not just about basketball.
You guys, we had a highly successful season a year ago. Great turnaround from the year before. And what do you expect this year? I think they picked you third or fourth in the conference. Talk about that.
A pretty good ranking. I mean, obviously that means nothing at the end of the day, but it's about the work you put in. But I feel like our chances are very high. The new group of guys we got coming in, I feel like they got everything just pretty good, pretty fast. Like for me, like since I've been with them for 6 years, it's probably the fastest group, like learning group. So I feel like the things that we can accomplish this year is going to be amazing.
I was talking to Robbie about Isaiah Swope. He's a dynamic player, and I know guys are competitive. So in practice, you got to be like working hard to slow him down. But I mean, like you got to get after him.
Yeah, you gotta stay focused when you're on Swope, because I mean he can get going at any time. Him and Conwell can just get going at any time, and I feel like, man, Swope, he gonna be something special in this valley.
Talk about Robbie a little bit. He had such a dynamic freshman year, and yet it seemed like, wow, this is just the beginning, because he's got so much going for him.
It is Robbie. I feel like Robbie, man, he's a jack of all trades. He's slow, but that don't mean anything because I'm slow. But Robbie, all of his IQ, his brain makes up for all of that. So I feel like for Robbie, man, it's only up for Robbie, because I feel like he can definitely be a player of the year in this conference eventually, and being in Coach Schertz's system is just going to keep going for him, and anything is possible for Robbie, man.
You guys run a little bit different offensive system than most of the teams in this league, and do you think that gives you an advantage? What I mean is they have to adjust to you.
Yeah, because I mean, because at the end of the day, Schertz, he says he don't know what we do, because I mean, because it's just so rapid, and like it's a bunch of reads, it's a bunch of reading and reacting to each other, and if you don't know the reads and reactions, it's kind of hard to play. But the film and things like that, he breaks it down for you to get to know the offensive system, and once you learn the system, it's enjoyable to play in. Like you can just reading everybody, so it's really not that many. It's not plays for real. It's just reading your teammates and knowing the right reads and making the right plays.
You guys are obviously going to miss some guys like Cooper and Corvassier and the others, but you have a solid core back and a lot of exciting new players.
Mm-hmm. A lot of exciting new players. Like I said, Ryan Conwell, Swope, Wolf. It's just the list goes on. I mean, I feel like they're electric too. Like they make up for. I mean, it's not the performance Cooper needs put on. I feel like that probably won't happen again in Valley, but they kind of make up for it, but in their own way. So I feel like it's going to be a pretty good year.
Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
Julian for him?
Yes, sir. I got
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Xavier Bledson. And now I know why they call him Jabo. I'm so excited about that. We're going to talk with Julian Larry in just a minute. He's a dynamic defender and a guy that has really improved over the years. Come on, have a seat there, Julian. Welcome to our conversation. We've talked before, probably online or something like that. I'm a long-term friend of Greg Lansing, and that's how you ended up. You ended up here with him previously. You had about a 2-week stretch last year where you were the best player in the Missouri Valley Conference, and obviously that's a high bar to maintain constantly. But talk about what you're looking forward to in this particular season for you. I mean, I know you guys want to win championships and all that, but talk about your own game.
Just the opportunity of, reaching that again. That was something that I kind of look at and set as a standard for myself. Every time I go on the court or every time I practice or work out, like that's the standard that I want to be at. So just trying to reach that point again.
Defense is like you guys are known. People know about you have an offensive system and this and that and everything, but you guys play some nasty defense, and you really hang your hat on the defensive end.
Yes, sir. People look at the score and be like, they might not play defense, but it's just an understanding. We have a fast-paced offense, so of course, like the points are going to be more because of more possessions. But we do hang our hat on defense, and we know that's what it takes to win championships. When
Coach Lansing recruited you, how did you end up here in Terre Haute from Frisco, Texas?
It was mainly the people. That's the one thing that hasn't changed since I've been here is the people. And, the kind of team that we had then, they were really a focused team. We had guys like Jake LaRavia, Trey Williams, they had kind of brought me in and welcomed me in. So that's how I pretty much ended up in Terre Haute.
Talk about Coach Schertz. I think he's brilliant. I think he understands the game and people so much differently than a lot of people. Talk about him.
Well, number one, he's a great basketball mind. Being with him, you learn so much about basketball and you just see the game different. So that's number one. And then, he's big on relationships. So, in his office all the time talking to him, he's really big on relationships with the guys, the staff, and, everybody is at the same level. There's nobody's above anybody, so that's the one thing I love about him.
So who is faster, you or Swope?
It depends. I'm more of a straight line, beat you down the hill. He's a little bit better at stopping, changing directions. So, that's a tough one. I'll leave that for the fans to decide.
You guys are going to be deep at a lot of positions, but particularly you're going to be deep at the guard position. He is terrific. Jake Wolf is great. You're back. Jabo is back. Other guys. But you guys are going to just send waves of talented and athletic players at other teams.
Yes. And along with that, just playing with it together, using all those strengths together. I know we're deep at the guard position, but, that doesn't necessarily mean we have to play behind each other. We're really good playing together.
Yeah, I think you guys, I'm going analytically. Nobody cares what I think. They want to hear from you. Before I let you go, I thought Robbie had such a unique freshman year. He had a good freshman year, right? But it was unique. The goggles, the hysteria around that, just talk about who he is as a guy off the court.
Somebody you'd love to be around, just as funny as anybody in the locker room, just as welcoming, welcomes everybody with open arms, probably one of the nicer dudes in the locker room. So he's really a great guy.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's Julian Larry. We'll be talking with head coach Josh Schertz in just a minute from the Indiana State Sycamores. I'm Harry Schrader. It's ValleyHoopsInsider.com. We are with you all day long here at the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Media Day.